times we face one common dilemma: how to be assertive. In the office, I tell one of my team members that please do this project. He comes back and tells me how he is very busy and how somebody else should do the job and how this project has failed several times in the past. I tell him, okay boss, come back tomorrow, I will think about it. I had all the data, I knew that he is the person who should be doing the job, but I hesitated. Let us take another example. My daughter is spending too much of time in front of the TV. I want that she should see a little less TV and spend some time in learning in music. But my wife says, no, it should happen in due course. Don't force yourself on her. I hesitate. I say, okay, let us postpone. Now this postponement, when you know what is right, is called lack of assertiveness. So what is assertiveness? Let us discuss today. We know that something is right. Mark my words, we know what is right. Know meaning based on fact, based on experience, based on past results, we know that what is right. But we don't take it thinking that aggressiveness and one-upmanship could be attributed to us if we become assertive. If we do not use assertiveness as a tool in our day-to-day lives, we will not only be taken as somebody who is not confident about ourselves, but we will be taken as walkovers. Have to embrace failure more than we are required to do if we are not assertive. Now, what is assertiveness? First, let us understand what is not assertiveness. Assertiveness is not being rude. Assertiveness is not being argumentative. Assertiveness is not being emotional. Assertiveness is not being one-upmanship. And assertiveness is definitely not about imposing your views on others without listening at all. Assertiveness is being factual. Assertiveness is sticking to your values, sticking to your point when you are reasonably sure that you are right. Assertiveness is about bringing change through forcing your views on indecisive team members whenever it is required. I'll give you a few examples. In my young days as an officer in State Bank of India, I went to my general manager and told that, sir, we will have to do this entrepreneur development program because this is required and this will create a good image for the bank. He told almost dismissively, you don't have the capability, you don't have the knowledge, how can you do it? So I kept on insisting, being assertive with him, saying that we have whatever we require to deliver this program, and ultimately he relented, and this was one of the best programs. I delivered on all his asks, and this gentleman, mentoring kind of a guy for me for all my life, started with this simple example of assertiveness. Second example. Many times as a senior in the banking industry, I have faced union leaders. Union leaders tell always that they are quite assertive with the management about the staff welfare. But I have found that they are not exactly assertive. They don't have all the facts, they don't have their value system completely robust, and as a result they get argumentative, they get emotional, they get into a mode in how to do a quid pro quo. I have found that being assertive, that you will have to persist enough, you must have enough facts to win it over. Come back to my young days as a child. My father was a disciplinarian. He used to say, Lalane bahava dosa, tadane bahava guna. That means there is a lot of value in being assertive with youngsters, with children, with young team members, rather than being only cuddling, only being very, very affectionate towards them. So assertiveness mixed with persuasiveness, mixed with a lot of affection, gives a lot of results. How to do it? I have two tricks as we part. To be assertive, many times you will have to be a broken record. That is, you will have to keep on repeating something which you value, which you think is long term, which you think is right, which you think must be practiced in order that we as a whole, whether it is your community, whether it is humanity, whether it is a team, whether it is your profession, you will be able to achieve. Second thing is that always to be assertive, you will have to be positive. For example, if your boss tells, you have done a shoddy job. The common response is that I have done my best. I don't know why every time you are telling me like this. But an assertive response is that this appears not very best to you, but please tell me where exactly you didn't find it as good. So stick to facts, remain long term, remain assertive as a persuasive and change management tool and psychological tool to get over situations in which being passive or being submissive is not the best solution. Thank you very much.